Yo, what's up, guys? Man, some Dead Space 2 today. Everybody's well. It's good to see you guys. Yeah, man. Dead Space 2 today. I think we're ready to roll. Dead Space 1 was amazing. Dead Space 2 is supposed to be right on par with Dead Space 1 in terms of quality. So, really looking forward to it, man. We're going to continue getting our Scaretober playthroughs going and accomplished. And I'm not sure exactly what all difficulties there are, but as we do, once we start up the game today, we will look at what difficulties there are. What I did see online is that there's like a hardcore mode that you can access after you beat the game, but the hardcore mode is a bit different than just a naturally increased difficulty. It's literally having to do with only being able to save a certain number of times, having to restart anytime you die completely over, things like that. So that's a little bit too masochistic for me, I think. We'll go with the hardest difficulty there is outside of those kinds of handicaps, okay? But before we get into our Dead Space, let's do what we do. Let's get over here into this video gaming news content, okay? Let's go. Let's get it. That music off. Sorry. Cool. Let's go. And starting it off, we've got some Overwatch articles here, yeah? Overwatch 2's phone requirement, it's like being punished for being poor. We'll read this, and we will talk about this. Yo, Gamer, what's up, buddy? How are you, man? Blizzard apologizes for Overwatch 2's rocky start. Yeah, it has not been great. Read about that yesterday. Let's just go ahead and get into this. Looks like Games Workshop's giving away a couple of custom Warhammer PCs. We'll take a look at that and see if we might be able to get the community, anybody that's interested, maybe some links to enter into winning some custom PCs there. That'd be cool. We're getting there, buddy. We're getting there. No working this weekend, right? No working? I know, man. I know you've been not feeling too great, too, so I'm sorry, man. We're getting there, buddy. So apparently, CDPR shares are on the rising after the announcement of their new games. Half of those, which we were already, we were already in the know about, but not impressed with PlayStation Stars. Right on. Thank you for that feedback. No work, long weekend, Thanksgiving. Oh, dude, this weekend is Thanksgiving for Canada. Yeah, dude. I always forget that happens in October for you guys. Right on, man. Solid. Ooh. I might have to come hang out with you guys up there, man, and eat some extra food or something, dude. Cool, man. Long weekend. That's awesome. Yeah, look, I mean, here's the thing. Shares for CDPR surge, but as I was saying yesterday, I mean, we took a look yesterday at everything that came out regarding um, the official announcements from CD Projekt Red, and the fact that they've already got another Cyberpunk game in the works. Everything that we kind of already knew about the Witcher trilogy coming out that is not going to be based around Geralt. It's an entirely new trilogy that's going to be coming out. Another Witcher game apparently that's being made. And look, honestly, from my point of view, I am going to be very hesitant about anything that comes out from CDPR moving forward until they can show me that they can release something in a very polished state moving forward. I won't be playing any of their games on release anymore. It won't happen. With everything that I know about The Witcher 3, even though I didn't play it on release, The Witcher 3, we just played the entirety of Witcher 3, and it was a good game, but it was very buggy. And everything I know about The Witcher 3 on release was that it was a hot mess. And Cyberpunk's the same exact way. So why would anybody want to play right now anything that comes out of CDPR on release? I don't know. That's my stance on it. So until CDPR shows me that they can actually release something polished and worth buying on release, I'm going to stay away from their products. That's just me, though. Yeah, I think there are a lot of. I agree. I agree with that. Absolutely, gamer. Um, yep, I think that your trophy history for PlayStation should absolutely be taken into consideration with the stars system. And not only that, but we've seen some other terrible things that they've been trying to incorporate into that system, like the priority for support for people that are up at tier 4 as opposed to people that are like tier 1, stuff like that. Yeah. Hit me with it, man. Hit me with it. So I'm not impressed, man. I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing from them in that program. Sledgehammer Games reported developing a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2. Let's take a look at that. Opinion: PlayStation is becoming creatively bankrupt. I will hop on that train. I've already kind of been there. I've been talking a lot about how I see their main competitor basically being Xbox, being very innovative and kind of leading the way in the industry right now as far as the way that they are kind of setting the trends for what I think a lot of gaming enthusiasts see as positive things in the industry and good things coming out of what Xbox is doing, as opposed to a lot of what I see from PlayStation, which just looks like a lot of money hungry. Like a lot of what we talk about when it comes to like a lot of these AAA developers that have lost sight of what it means to be a good game developer. That's a lot of what I see from PlayStation right now as well, which is all they see is money. It's not about the fan base anymore. It's not about creating good content. It's not, about trying to do good quality things for the fan base. It's just about money, almost always, is what it comes off as, anyways. So we'll read this. Oh, really? Let's put this with the Overwatch 2 stuff. Overwatch 2 dropped phone number requirement for majority of existing Overwatch players. Doesn't that just kind of defeat the purpose, dude, of why they were doing it anyways, though? Like, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Go ahead and pivot, get into our other search here. We might take a look at a quick peek at this. The spookiest video games to play this Halloween. It's appropriate, man. It's Scaretober for us right now. We might finish off with that article, okay? We had already read. We've got a lot of Overwatch 2 stuff up. We already knew that they were getting kind of drilled with DDoS attacks, distributed denial of service attacks. Yesterday we talked about it. We read an article about it. I want to take a look at this. Roblox and Discord sued over girls' sexual. It looks like an 11-year-old girl was exploited by a sexual predator while playing online games. Okay, we're gonna actually read into this because we've talked about this kind of thing before. You're okay, gamer. No worries, dude. It'll come to you in the coming days, probably, dude. We'll discuss it. Don't worry about it, man. You're all right, dude. A new Garbage Pail Kids video game announced. What? No way. Garbage Pail Kids. Holy crap, dude. That's some old school stuff. Sims 4 is going free to play. If I remember correctly, Sims 5 is actually kind of rumor milled in development right now. I don't think it's official, but that's probably why it's going free to play now for Sims 4. Mm. MK12 coming in due time. Yeah, I was a bit underwhelmed by what Mortal Kombat put out for the 30th anniversary of the game. This is a beloved series, man, and there's a huge fan base and community around the Mortal Kombat games. What I saw come out for the 30th anniversary, like collector's edition and stuff, was pretty underwhelming as far as I'm concerned, which felt bad. I'm not even. I mean, I've played an amount of Mortal Kombat over the years, but I'm not like a huge follower or a big fan of the series or anything. It's cool. I dig it, but I can only assume that there were a lot of people that were kind of a little bit peeved by you know what looked like very little thought and effort put into a 30th anniversary edition, collector's edition, to be put out for that game or that series. Multiverse's developer releases a mysterious new teaser. Take a look at that. Hideo Kojima teases mystery project on Twitter. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot gets PS5 and Xbox Series X release. New Steam game quickly lights up top sellers chart. Let's take a look at that too. Okay, cool. We'll stick with that. That's a good number of articles there for us to dive into. So let's get at it. A new Garbage Pail Kids video game announced for NES, modern consoles, and PC. What? Video game developer Retrotainment is looking to have some fun with the classic Garbage Pail Kids franchises. They have created a new video game for the property titled Garbage Pail Kids Mad Mike and the Quest for Stale Gum. The game is being developed for a retro NES system as well as PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. I love that they are actually making a new game for the original Nintendo system. That NES game will be released in early 2023, but the game will be released on modern consoles mentioned above on October 25th. Check it out. Oh, dude, that looks great. Look how gross it looks. Oh, that is so retro. Oh, that's fantastic, man. Nice. You can download Garbage Pail Kids Mad Mike and the Quest for Stale Gum on Steam, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and Epic Game Store. Coming soon at gpkgame.com. It will come with a bunch of quality of life features like rewinding, a watch mode, and save states. There will be bonus content like an exclusive cut of the stop-motion short film Mad Mike Fury Load, a documentary trailer, concept art, archival card scans, various filters, and a music player. It will be $10 on those platforms. Physical cartridge will cost you $80. That will come with more fun stuff, including an instruction booklet with a foreword by Adam F. Goldberg, the game's writer, pixel art cards of its playable characters, and a retro box. Those who pre-order the cartridge will get a download code for any platform too. Characters in the game include Mad Mike, Luke Puke, Leaky Lindsay, Patty Putty. There's a little documentary here. How long is this? Oh, 3 minutes here. Let's watch this real quick.
Rumors have swirled around for decades.
Where is this game? Did it exist?
What do you do in the game industry when you have a whole bunch of games that you can't sell?
Shot up in a rocket orbiting the Earth.
Banned in 13 countries.
They needed
I got you, gamer. Yeah, I'll discuss it with you.
The 80s was a super weird and exciting decade.
There were three big things going on. Madonna, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and Garbage Pail Kids.
Meet Bullseye Bear.
Garbage Pail Kids. Wild.
They're just three in a whole family of Garbage Pail Kids. A collection of gruesome-looking creatures that real kids can't seem to get enough of.
I think in a nutshell, they're sort of like the dark things in the corner.
It was like buying a package of baseball cards, except you had children vomiting or defecating or pulling their own skin off.
Pooping and farting. It's like if you gave a second grader carte blanche to think of all the nastiest
They were, for that moment, the thing that I knew I wanted in my life.
This home video game has become the most popular toy ever.
Nintendo, the games that have captivated an entire generation of children.
So Nintendo's the biggest thing ever. So is Garbage Pail Kids.
Would a crossover make sense from a licensing perspective? Absolutely.
The buzz in the industry was that the game was done.
I remember looking through different game magazines, and in this catalog was Garbage Pail Kids. Every gory detail was in these screenshots.
Images of adorable little children in what had to be intense pain.
This is the teaching of the occult.
It is behavior modification.
What you have to understand here is that this was the Reagan era.
These aren't good, clean, wholesome toys.
The parents went to the front lines on this. They didn't want this game out there.
It is a sick, disgusting video game. Shame on people that produce that trash.
The naysayers, they killed it. There's no way this was going to get approved by Nintendo.
The game never showed up.
So they kill the game. They have all these cartridges manufactured, taking up valuable space in a warehouse somewhere. What are they going to do with it?
I've heard stories about ritualistic burnings. Buried in the desert, that's one.
Eventually someone's going to dig that up. There's a whole science called archaeology dedicated to that.
I've seen enough now to know that this thing's out there. And if we're lucky, we're going to find it.
I think it's something that the whole world deserves to see.
It's unfinished business for a lot of people.
Is it the cup of a carpenter? Is it the Holy Grail? Who knows? That's the whole point of going on the quest.
I think people are ready for it. I think society is ready for it. It might be the right game for this time.
Huh. That's pretty wild, man. That's cool that they're actually making you're recreating an original Nintendo game, you know? Like that's I love seeing these companies do that retro kind of thing. It's very neat. Very cool. If you're interested, I'll throw this in chat real quick. So, gamer, yeah, I mean, so is the I guess what I would need to know in the first place is like, does each dollar spent in like purchasing a game just translate over to like 1 point? Like if it was US dollars or whatever, or Canadian, you know, whatever. Is it each dollar spent converts over to 1 point? Is that how that works? I don't even know. I mean, here's the thing. I think the thing to take into consideration is they're not just going to like, Wick, what's up, dude? They're not, obviously not just going to like give games away, right? So the premise behind the entire thing is to, you know, be a kind of reward system that allows players to long-term accumulate points and eventually get to a point where maybe they can get a free game over the long haul, right? I don't think it was ever a point where PlayStation I never saw it as anything where I expected them to, you know, allow a customer or anybody to buy like 1 or 2 games at full price and then get another, you know, newer title for free or anything. That's not what I expected out of it necessarily. But I do think that they're going to need to find a real nice balance, because I mean, what's the point of it if you're just going to be are you talking about the one you DM'd me last night? Yeah, dude, I saw it. I replied just in the DM with a thumbs up, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks. That's a tough thing. I mean, at the end of the day, I like glass is half full, because at least there is like a reward system for anybody that is dedicated to their PlayStation console and they are consistently buying games and accumulating points. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. So in that, if you look at it that way, yeah. Oh, for an $80, it's not even a point for $1 spent. Wow, dude. Yeah, that feels really bad then. I was honestly thinking it would probably be like maybe 1.5 points at least for each dollar spent. And I mean, right there, you're talking about just over like 0.5 point for each dollar spent. That, yeah, I think that does not feel good, especially when you're talking about like how many points that it takes to get something like Sekiro for 15,000, or even Cult of the Lamb for 6,200. That's insane. It'd take you forever. And here's the other thing: is like, are people accumulating points for every month that they have PS Plus? I think that they're supposed to be, but I don't recall exactly. That feels really, really brutal. Actually, it feels brutal. Absolutely. I never expected PlayStation to just be like giving games away, but Lord, I mean, you're literally going to be, you're never going to be able to get a game, right? Like, you're never going to be able to redeem points for a game because, unless you are literally just somebody that is pretty wealthy and you're just buying up a ton of stuff all the time. I think that's the way it comes off anyway. So yeah, thanks buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, that feels rough, man. I mean, I guess at least there's a program there for people to be able to accumulate points, but what's the point in it, dude? If you're never going to be able to accumulate enough points until, like 10 years down the road before you're able to even redeem anything to get a game? I don't know. That's weird. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I guess. Yeah. Sims 4 is going free to play. Yo, Wick, did you end up grabbing those games Inside and Limbo? Did you get those? Going free to play. Here's what you get if you already bought it. With the base version of The Sims 4 going free, existing players can claim some fun goodies. In a surprise move, EA announced that it's making The Sims 4 one of the most popular and well-loved video games in 2022 free to play. Yeah, cool, man, cool. If you haven't gotten the bandwagon, now is the time to join. If you've already bought the game, EA won't leave you out in the open. Here's what you can get for The Sims 4 if you're an existing player. In a post on the Sims 4 news page, EA announced it'll release the popular base game for free beginning October 18th. The company also announced that they'll share more of its plans for the game on the Behind the Sims Summit on the Sims YouTube channel and the Sims Twitch channel on the same day at 10 a.m. PTD. While this news is great for those who've been out for a sale before getting The Sims 4, it might leave a bad taste for those who've already invested money to buy the base game. However, EA knows this, so it'll also be giving out a small freebie to those who bought the game outright, or even got it for free when Origin gave it away in 2019. How to claim your freebie on The Sims 4 if you've already bought it. I mean, look, this isn't the first time a game has done this, though, right? Like, I think Rocket League's free to play now that it's moved over to Epic. Fall Guys has done the same thing. And there are an amount of people that paid for those games up front in the first place, right? So this isn't like the first time a game has done this kind of thing, right? EA is thanking its loyal The Sims 4 fans by giving away the Desert Lux kit to anyone who bought the game on or before October 17th. Kit includes several desert-themed pieces of themed pieces of furniture like sofas, lounge sets, lamps, curtains, floor tiles, and more. Perfect kit if you want to build an indoor-outdoor lounge with an earth-toned color palette. To claim I'm just always thinking about desserts, you know what I mean? So to claim your Desert Lux kit, you just need to log into the game and on the gaming platform you're using. And you'll find it sitting on the main menu. Also, you should claim it now as it's no longer available after October 17th. However, despite getting a freebie, kits are only priced around $4.99, making it a far cry from the game's $19.99 regular price. You'll get more freebies if you have an EA Play membership. Okay. There you go. The more you know, man. EA is making The Sims 4 free to play. All right. Dude, it would take like a crazy amount of time. Like I said, I mean, I never expected them to just like be kind of throwing people free games and stuff, you know, but that seems a little absurd. Absolutely, gamer. What's the point, really, right? What's the point? I think they missed the mark. I'll say that. I think they missed the mark. I think in theory, when everybody heard about the PlayStation Stars coming out it seemed like a good idea. And then the more details we got about it, the more it was like, Sony missed the mark again. You know, like they're just, I don't know what's going on with Sony right now, but PlayStation is, from my point of view, getting a lot of things wrong right now. And it's the little things like this where I don't think the fans and the customer base are expecting them to give games away, but that's a little bit absurd. You're never going to accumulate enough to get like a free game. That's just crazy, man. You know? I don't know. Also got Little Nightmares 2. It went on sale, which I thought was hilarious. I just finished the first one right. Saw the second one was 30. I was like, nah, I'm not spending 30. I'll wait for it to go on sale. 2 days later, boom, 60% off. Nice, dude, nice. Yeah. That's the thing, I think, for a lot of people right now. You know, the closer we get towards the end of October, we're going to start seeing a ton of Halloween sales. So a lot of these horror games, you're starting to see some of the sales come. And you're gonna start seeing it, like, probably within, I would say, about another week, you're going to see big sales on, like, horror games and thrillers, psychological horror, stuff like that, all across the board. A lot of different platforms and stuff. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you got it for that much off. I still don't have Little Nightmares 2. I only have one, so I might need to go grab it, dude. Yeah. So, Mortal Kombat co-creator Ed Boon has told fans the new Mortal Kombat game will be announced in due time as the company focuses on the ongoing 30th anniversary. Taking to Twitter. Huh. We should start a new social media platform called Quitter. It's going to be the next big thing, dude. Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, dude. Talking to Twitter, he wrote, PSA, FYI, we know a lot of you are excited about the next NetherRealm Studios game announcement, and it will happen in due time. But first, it all about 30 years ago of Mortal Kombat. But first, it's all about 30 years of Mortal Kombat. That's what that was supposed to be. That's what we're going to celebrate and focus on. Our next announcement will be separate from MK30, he added. Rumors about the follow-up to 2019's MK11 have been rife this year, with Boon forced to deny that a new trailer will be coming at EVO 2022. It's time for Street Fighter and other great fighting games to be in the sun. Let's enjoy that, Boon said at the time. The denial came after actor Johnny Cage, shared footage from the Warner Brothers studio backed by the Mortal Kombat music and a quote from Bloodsport, the movie that inspired the original creation of the game. Earlier this year, NetherRealm senior production manager Jonathan Anderson also accidentally teased Mortal Kombat 12. Anderson put an image of his desk, and alongside plenty of concept art, flyers, and printouts related to the MK and Injustice games. His desktop features a piece of text that reads MK12 Master, alongside an email that partially reads confidential. Do not share any part of this video, nor any our fans eagerly scrape the internet for any trace. Take extra care with this material. Both Anderson's tweet and Cage's video were quickly deleted after rumors about MK12 started to spread. In other news, we got that article up about Hideo Kojima's Twitter announcement, so we'll take a look at that. This is one of the things I was going to bring up for anybody that's fans of the fighting game genre. This year has been, we got announcement of new Tekken, new Street Fighter, and really there's been nothing official on the front of anything new for Mortal Kombat. So maybe what NetherRealm is trying to do, and that's one of the things. Well, that's one of the things we were talking about, Wick, was that it feels a bit bad for anybody that has, and not everybody's probably going to feel this way, but there are an amount of people that have a significant amount of achievements already in their PlayStation accounts, and you get nothing for that. You get nothing for any kind of previous achievements you already have in your account, apparently. So that's one of the things that we had already kind of talked about. And that feels a bit rough. So while they're rolling out this program and everything that's supposed to be rewarding people for the time they've spent and are going to spend in their games, why are they not rewarding people for the achievements they've already gotten as well? You know? And maybe it should have been, regulated to a certain point or something like that. But to not give anybody any kind of credit for any achievements they've already gotten, buying full price games levels you up. Yes. Yep. Thanks. But again, that's one of the things we talked about as well is like, right. One of the other things that's going really bad for PlayStation right now, though, is that what they've done is made it to where basically, if you are a tier 1 on PlayStation Stars, you get kind of backseat level support as opposed to somebody that's tier 4. So if somebody's at tier 4, they get priority support from PlayStation over anybody that's tier 1. So they're basically catering to the rich. You know what I mean? And there's just a lot of what PlayStation's doing and what could have been a really nice play for them to roll out something like this for their community and the fans of their platform and stuff, that looks like they're doing it in a very wrong way, So, I don't know. There's a lot about it right now that doesn't feel real great. And what we're talking about is like how many points it takes to actually, like, what was it? Was it Sekiro or Ghost of Tsushima? I can't remember. I think it was Sekiro. Cost like 15,000 points. And you're only accumulating like roughly just over half a point per dollar spent, So I think that's what Gamer was telling me anyways, was Gamer could spend $80 on a game and get 50 points, So, I mean, yeah, and there are other ways to accumulate points, but it feels bad that people have been grinding for years and years and years for trophies and they're not going to reward anybody for that time they've already spent. I don't know. It feels like they're missing the mark a bit. Quite a bit, actually, in my opinion. So, in regards to these other fighting games, these new iterations of some of these main fighting titles that are coming out, MK12 had not gotten anything official, and it looks like we might be receiving that pretty soon. Multiversus developer releases mysterious new teaser. Multiversus developer Player First Games has dropped a strange new teaser on its official Twitter account. Teaser simply reads "dog" with a heart in the middle of the letter O. The image is causing some fans to guess that a release for Scooby-Doo or Courage the Cowardly Dog might happen. But there's simply no way of knowing at this time. Both characters would be welcome additions to the roster, and both are owned by Warner Brothers. Wick, have you played any more of Multiversus, man? So it's certainly possible. Either way, the teaser image has gotten a lot of fans guessing what Player First is planning. The teaser image can be found in the tweet embedded below. I'm guessing it's going to be Cujo. It's Halloween, dude. So far, the roster for Multiversus features 2 Scooby-Doo characters, Velma and Shaggy. While it's unlikely the entire mystery gang will show up as playable characters, hard to imagine a video game that features characters based on the Scooby-Doo franchise wouldn't also include Scooby himself. The character is easily one of the most iconic owned by Warner Brothers, so even if Scoob doesn't make the cut anytime soon, he seems like a safe bet at some point down the line. While many are guessing that this teaser will be related to a new dog joining the roster, what else could it be? Others think it might have something to do with Rain Dog. Rain Dog is the lone original character in Multiverses, and some fans are speculating that this could be a hint at a new mode centered on the character, or even an announcement about Rain Dog merchandise. Player First Games has not specifically stated that the teaser is for a fighter that will appear in Multiverses, so it's definitely possible that this could be related to some kind of plush or figure. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing more until Player First reveals more information. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll see soon. We'll find out soon. Yeah. Hideo Kojima teases mystery project on Twitter. Or Quitter. You know. If you can speak, it's Twitter. The answer to who at TGS will be in the next where. Hideo Kojima has taken to Twitter to tease a mystery project, sharing a silhouetted headshot alongside the branding for his own Kojima production studio. The acclaimed video creator also shared a riddle that reads, the answer to who at TGS will be in the next where. Sorry. Fans are suitably intrigued. The prevailing theory seems to be that actor Ellie Fanning is somehow involved, after the same image appeared on the Kojima Productions website and internet sleuths got to work. Yeah. Yeah. Last month, Kojima launched his Brain Structure podcast and is currently working on a new project with Microsoft that will utilize cloud technology, which is described as a completely new game, one that no one has ever experienced or seen before. Norman Reedus, who portrays protagonist Sam Porter Bridges in Death Stranding, has also confirmed on several occasions that a sequel to the game is in the works. Yes. At the very start of 2022, though, Kojima confirmed he wanted to branch out into mediums other than games. I want to make this the year that we take a step forward into a different medium and expression than games. He said, so there's every chance this latest tease could be unrelated to a new video game. Have you guys seen the trailer for the new horror movie Smile? It looks really wild. Wait, 10 points per dollar? Then that's quite a bit different than what Gamer was telling me. So let's just let's verify this. That way we know we're putting out good information here. So okay, hold on. Now, this might be different. So, Sony rewards 10 stars for every $1 that PlayStation Plus subscribers spend on games. Okay? Now, that's going to be different probably for anybody that's not a PlayStation Plus subscriber. Hold on. Yeah, they've got this entire thing set up where you can earn 2 to 5 time points if you use like a Sony Visa credit card on your purchases. Sounds like the work of Facebook Corp. Absolutely, dude. So Sony rewards 10 PS stars points for every $1 that a PlayStation Plus subscriber spends on games. But what about somebody that's not a PlayStation Plus subscriber? That's the big question there. Can you even earn points if you're not a subscriber? Do you have to be a PS Plus subscriber to get the reward system? No. For real? Wow. Wow, dude. Wait. I can't type today, dude. Do I need to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber to join PlayStation Stars? No. No, you only need an adult PlayStation Network account registered to a country region where the program is available and accept PlayStation Stars terms. So you do not have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription to be a part of this program. Now, this is the big caveat to it, right? How do I earn rewards? The primary way to earn rewards is by completing campaigns. Additionally, PlayStation Plus subscribers earn points on eligible PlayStation Store purchases. So, if you are not a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you will not earn points on eligible PlayStation Store purchases. And again, I think it's really, really narrow of them, and to not. That's the way it seems to me. It's the way it seems to me. If you don't have PlayStation Plus, spending money doesn't do anything for your points. So I probably won't take any more time today to look into it, but I'll trust what gamers give me there. Well, yeah, I mean, so there's a big difference there, though. Are we talking about, obviously, you get 50 points for completing the game objectives, right? But specifically, what we need to know is, do you get points in PlayStation Stars for just purchasing a title eligible for rewards points if you don't have a subscription to PlayStation Plus? That's what we need to find out. Because right here, what it says is the only way to earn rewards is if you have PlayStation Plus as a subscriber and you make store purchases. So gamer, you still have PlayStation Plus, then dude, you actually make 10 points for every dollar you spend. Is what it was saying, but maybe it varies depending on the title you buy or something like that. I don't know. Well, we would have to take a lot more time to look into all the ins and outs of this. And again, I think one of the big things that is also throwing me off is the fact that what I feel like they should have done was probably made it to where they counted achievements from PlayStation 4 games and up, something like that. Wait until you get negative points. This reward system should have been out a long time ago, in my opinion. And for them to not give anybody any kind of credit for the accomplishments that they've already gotten in these previous games feels really bad to me. So, I don't know. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it feels very underwhelming. I think they missed the mark. I agree, gamer. Yep. Whether you have a PlayStation Plus subscription or not, I feel like they missed the mark with it. That's the way it feels to me. I would need to take a much closer look at everything that has to do with it to make sure that I am well informed and to make sure that I am pushing out factual information regarding the program and that I know all the ins and outs of it, and so that I could make a better informed decision and opinion on the program as a whole. But my initial impression of what I'm understanding about it right now feels definitely like they missed the mark on it. Yeah, seems like booty. Very well stated, Wick. Very well stated, sir. Yep. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot gets PS5 Xbox Series X release date. After first being released at the start of 2020, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is finally ready to officially make the jump over to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S platforms. It's, of course, been playable there before via backwards compatibility, but on January 13th, just under 3 years from its original release, free upgrades will be available for those who already own the PS4 and Xbox One versions. Bandai Namco announced the date for this free upgrade with this week, alongside a rundown of all the different features and enhancements the new version of the game will offer. Alongside this release date announcement, a trailer was shared by Bandai Namco showing off some comparisons between the newer and older PlayStation and Xbox versions of the game. Beyond that, it shows a mix of cinematic scenes and gameplay showing off some of the more iconic moments in the Dragon Ball Z series. Details attached to the video advertise the enhanced graphics and the 60 frames per second gameplay that made possible by the upgrade, and a press release confirmed that it'll also feature faster load times as well as the in-game card warriors, set to be available as an offline single-player game. Take a quick peek.
Peggy 12.
地球って言ったな。まあまあの星じゃないか。
サイヤ人は一匹たりとも生かしてはおかないよ。
どうだ、生まれ変わった私のパワーは。
邪魔だよ。消えちゃえ。ベジータ、フリーザ、セルのルー。これまでいろんなやつと戦ってきたけど、こ
この世にはまだまだすんげえやつがいるかもしんねえ。ほらワクワクしてきた。よーし、もっともっと強くなっぞ。
I used to watch so much Dragon Ball Z back in the day, dude. I love Dragon Ball Z. This release date announcement for the new versions of the game comes after Bandai Namco confirmed that these were on the way in the first place. During that same announcement, it was also said that... Hush your mouth. More DLC would be coming to the game to introduce yet another familiar Dragon Ball Z story. This next DLC will be Bardock, alone against fate, and will tell the story of Bardock, Goku's father. You'll be playing as Bardock himself, and while we don't know to what extent we'll see Bardock's story play out, we can't imagine it'll culminate in a big showdown against Frieza himself. Oh, baby. Alright, new Steam game quickly lights up top sellers chart. A new game that released on PC via Steam only a couple of days back is already lighting up the platform's top sellers chart ablaze. In a general sense, it's never too surprising to see new titles on Steam quickly become top earners on the marketplace. What is shocking in this instance, though, is that the game in question that's doing so well on Steam is only available via early access. As of October 3rd, Small Impact Games and publisher Team 17 finally released Marauders, which is a new first-person sci-fi game with looting and co-op elements. Marauders is only out in early access for the time being, but it's going to continue to evolve as the weeks and months continue to pass. Even though it hasn't garnered much of an audience just yet, its early sales suggest that it could become the next big live service title on Valve's platform. Despite flying somewhat under the radar before release, Marauders has been the #1 title on Steam's top seller chart this week, when not accounting for free-to-play games. Currently, it's holding off games like Cyberpunk, Grounded, and Fallout 4 to be the best-selling piece of software on Steam. While it remains to be seen how long this will last, those at Team 17 have to be thrilled with the game's hot start. If you'd like to learn more, so Marauders is a tactical first-person multiplayer shooter set in an alternative 1990s where the Great War never ended. Earth has been industrialized to its breaking point, and many have fled to the stars. As space mercenaries known as Marauders, players will gear up and pilot their ships through hostile galactic reaches to salvage anything they can and survive by any means necessary. Throughout each match, players will be able to upgrade their gear on the fly as they uncover troves of loot from daring raids on hulking frigates and embark on tense touchdowns on moving asteroids. They'll also have to keep a close watch for others looking to do the same and end their expedition with a bullet. Dude, what? Have we seen this? By the way, if you don't know or you haven't seen this yet or you forgot, if you go hover over the store tab and you go down to stats, Steam has this entirely new section, right, where you can look at the 100 top sellers, 100 most played, weekly top sellers, top new releases, all that stuff, right? So, top sellers, it's probably not there, but the top new releases, it is probably going to be right here, right? Psych, just kidding. How do you even spell Marauders, dude? I'm such a pleb. M-A-R-A. I'm so dumb. This is the game we just read about, Marauders. Looks like it's about $30 US on Steam right now. I like that nobody there was watching the flank, you know? They like broke into that safe, there's like 4 or 5 of them, nobody's watching the flank. They're watching their 6, you know? Huh.
Product not yet rated.
It's all just cinematic. Okay. See these reviews real quick. Like Tarkov, but for people who have a life to live and don't have a month to learn a game. Ooh. Marauders, another extraction looter shooter game with an interesting concept, but once again, the devs behind the title are scumbags. Okay. The history of Small Impact Studios, the developer behind Marauders, is hard to be found. Click on their name on the Steam store, you get redirected to the Team 17 page, the game's publisher. They're trying really hard to hide their previous title, The Black Death. They even delete every Steam discussion post regarding the game. Why? Because they made their money and simply abandoned it. A multiplayer early access game with a so-called solid base with plenty more to come in the future simply vanished from the Steam store, unlisted by the devs without a word from the developers. That's not all. Let's talk about Marauders now. Cheaters already abound. Yeah. Already 4 people at the top of the leaderboard with an absurd amount of kills promoting their own cheating software. Okay, I don't know. It looks cool. Looks alright. I hadn't even heard of it. We'll keep track. We'll keep track of it and see what comes. See what comes there. All right. Moving forward, Overwatch 2's phone requirement. It's like being punished for being poor. We'll discuss this. Blizzard's FPS should be free to play, but it keeps propping up barriers to entry. It feels like being punished for being poor. Overwatch player Richard Munster told Kotaku over email, along with 19 million other people. Richard and his brother both use Cricket Wireless, one of the prepaid phone services that Overwatch 2 will not accept for its newly instated mandatory two-factor authentication system. Every single Overwatch 2 player, including those who had previously purchased Overwatch, need to provide a phone number that fits certain requirements in order to start the game. As part of those requirements, numbers can't be attached to a prepaid phone plan, landline, or use VoIP, though what remains of Blizzard's heart seems to be in the right place. The developer hopes that requirement will cut down, quote, both cheating and disruptive behavior. Players like Richard are forgotten, not because they don't play well or don't care or don't want to have fun, but because they can't afford the right kind of phone. Prepaid phone plans like Cricket and Mint Mobile allow people to pay the cost of their usage up front. Though unfairly maligned as Breaking Bad type burner phones, prepaid phones are easier to incorporate into low-income budgets with monthly costs usually between $15 and $50. Some companies like AT&T even advertise prepaid services directly to low-income customers. Richard, a college student, uses Cricket's $50 monthly plan because if you can't pay it that month, they just shut down the phone instead of taking you to collections. If I get a regular phone plan and then can't pay, my credit score gets destroyed. At one point in 2020, there were 74 million prepaid phone plan users in the US alone. Richard is far from being the only Overwatch player being phased out. I am ashamed of having a prepaid phone, one Reddit user who posted in Reddit's Overwatch and received 1,000 upvotes in less than 24 hours said, never thought I would be disqualified from playing Overwatch based on my ability to afford a phone contract. But here we are. Blizzard is the first company to make me feel too poor to play a game. Cannot believe Blizzard is denying people with prepaid phone plans access to Overwatch 2, one Twitter user wrote. Why does it matter how I pay my phone bill? 6 years of my life, all the time, money and progress down the drain. Blizzard's phone restrictions seem to primarily widely impair U.S. prepaid phone plan users, and the company did not return Kotaku's request for comment in time for publication. prepaid phone users in other countries have reported being able to log into the game problem-free, which some players speculate could either be because their country necessitates identification in order to purchase a prepaid phone, or because Blizzard has only banned known prepaid phone plans. This is why the system isn't going to stop hackers or smurfs, one Reddit user wrote. They'll just use a virtual number since that Blizz don't know about. While Blizzard works it out, Richard and countless other low-income prepaid phone users are hurting. Feels like a large injustice, Richard said. Cheap postpaid plans are around $90. If you're a prepaid phone owner who really wants to play Overwatch 2, you're looking at $50 more a month to get a Blizzard-approved phone. Talk about going free to play. Update as of 11:20 Eastern last night. In light of the complaints, Overwatch 2 players only a requirement. Blizzard has announced it no longer asking for a phone number for a majority of existing players, prepaid or not. Blizzard came out as quoted in saying any Overwatch player with a connected Battle.net account, which includes all players who have previously played since June 9th, 2021, will not have to provide a phone number to play. We're working to make this change and expect it to go live on Friday, October 7th. We'll update players once it's in effect. We remain committed to combating disruptive behavior in Overwatch 2. Accounts that were not connected to Battle.net, as well as new accounts, we still have to meet SMS Protect requirements, which helps to ensure we're protecting our community against cheating. If a player is caught engaging in disruptive behavior, their account may be banned whether they have a new account or not. As a team, we will keep listening to ongoing feedback and will make further adjustments in this area if it is required. We have inquired regarding the wording of this pronouncement, as we don't yet know if, say, absolutely new players who don't have an existing account will qualify or who is excluded, given that this specifies a majority and not the entirety of the player base. You know, one of the things I was thinking about this yesterday after the stream, the phone requirement. It's been a hot topic, right? And it's been quite controversial. I think that what Blizzard's trying to do here is admirable for trying to cultivate and really promote a nice competitive community around Overwatch that eliminates, to a great extent anyways, it won't completely eliminate, but it helps to get rid of a lot of the cheating and toxicity within the player base, right? But one of the things I was thinking about, and it wasn't necessarily this brings up a good point for a lot of people. One of the other things I was thinking about is like, what is the age requirement for somebody to have an Overwatch account, and how many kids out there just don't have a phone that could also want to play this game, but don't have a phone number to attach to an account at this point, and that is basically preventing them from being able to experience this title as well. There are issues with this incorporating this methodology in or this mechanic in trying to prevent unwanted players, right? So it's going to be a learning process for Blizzard and other companies in trying to come up with a nice way to keep people to only having one account. And I don't know exactly what the answer is, but I think everybody was aware that this was going to create some issues. There were a lot of people that were already kind of up in arms about it, and I think, again, what Blizzard was trying to do here with the phone number stuff was good. I think that what they're trying to get to here is fantastic. They want to promote a nice, healthy player base for this competitive online service game, right? And that's what we want for all of us that play these games, and all of us that are about not being involved with, toxic people and don't want to have to deal with cheaters and things like that. This is a move in the right direction, but we just need the developers to figure out a good way to incorporate it that allows everybody to be involved that should be involved, right? It's tough. Blizzard apologizes for Overwatch 2's rocky start. The launch has not met your or our expectations. Yeah, they've had a lot of issues outside of just the phone number stuff, too. Overwatch 2 developer Blizzard has acknowledged the sequel's rocky launch, apologizing to players and outlining how it plans to improve. As addressed in a post on the Blizzard forums, the community manager says, "Yesterday was an exciting day for the Overwatch team, a day that we know you have been looking forward to for a long time." The post continues. Excuse me. While millions of people have been enjoying the game, the launch has not met your or our expectations. Lower down in the post reads, quote, "First, we want to apologize to our players. We expected the launch of Overwatch 2 to go smoothly. We hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we are working hard to resolve the issues you are experiencing." Before continuing on to say, "We want to provide transparency on the issues, fixes we have made so far, give you all insight as to how we're moving forward." Below this, the post outlines how Blizzard plans to solve the problems players have been having with Overwatch 2 since it launched a couple of days ago. There's currently a long list that Blizzard is aware of, but it has addressed the main ones in more detail in the post. First of all, Blizzard says it has decided to remove the SMS protect part of signup, meaning Overwatch 2 players with a connected Battle.net account who have played, this is what we just talked about, have played since June 9, 2021 will not have to provide a phone number to play anymore. It's expected that this change will go live tomorrow. Next up in the post, Blizzard addresses queue issues, server crashes, and stability. For this post segment, Blizzard says it has already released a patch for the server that is critical to the login experience. This should have now increased login reliability. Blizzard has also said it is developing another server update that will reduce occurrences of players being disconnected once they are in the game, which we've seen a lot since the launch of Overwatch 2. Blizzard has also addressed the issue some players are or have been having with incorrectly locked heroes and items for existing players. Upon Overwatch 2's launch, many players reported incidents where heroes that should be unlocked and available to play as for existing Overwatch players were appearing as locked. Blizzard says that this can be fixed as quickly as logging out and back into the game, but it is also working on a more permanent fix. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it has not been real smooth for Blizzard in this transition from Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, yeah. We already kind of read about this, so I'm not going to dive into this article. This goes into more depth about them dropping the phone number requirement. So if you're interested, there it is in chat. Okay, we'll move on. Games Workshop is giving away 2 custom Warhammer gaming PCs. All right. This is one way to score yourself an RTX 3080. Games Workshop is giving anyone subscribed to Warhammer Plus, which costs £5, $6 US, or $10 Australian per month, gives you access to Warhammer animations and hobby shows, a vault of old publications, free miniatures, and so on. Whether new or existing subscribers, a chance to win one of 2 gaming PCs. One of them's in a case decorated with Total War Warhammer 3 art to celebrate the open beta of Immortal Empires, while the other features the Grey Knights from Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Demon Hunters. As well as a chance to win one of those, everyone subscribed by the end of the month will score the Ogre Kingdoms DLC for Total War Warhammer 3 and a copy of the Hex Grid strategy game Warhammer 40,000 Gladius Relics of War. Those are being handed out as Steam keys on November 1st. While they may not have the RGB plasma cannon of that one PC case built to look like an Arcurian pattern storm blade tank, the 2 gaming PCs are decent under the hood with RTX 3080 cards and 32 gigs of RAM. Here are the specs for both. Looks like they've got Core i7 12700 KF CPUs, 500 gig solid state drives, 32 gigs of RAM. Oh, that's for the Chaos Gate. Warhammer 3 has a 12900K CPU. Just about the same thing. If you're interested, for all you Warhammer fans, plus anybody just looking to potentially win yourself a nice PC. There you go. It's in chat, all right? Sledgehammer Games is reportedly developing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2. Claimed the series could return to futuristic combat in 2025. That's according to Ralph Valve, an insider who has accurately leaked information about Activision's blockbuster FPS series in the past. In a report for What If Gaming, Valve claims Sledgehammer will revisit the futuristic combat of 2014's Advanced Warfare following the relatively poor performance of its recent series entry, which was last year's World War II game Call of Duty Vanguard. Sci-fi shooter Advanced Warfare shook up Call of Duty's traditional boots-on-the-ground gameplay with the introduction of exosuits that gave players advanced strength and mobility, including moves like boost jump, boost dash, and boost slam. Boots off-the-ground gameplay also featured in 2015's Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and 2016's Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, before the series reverted to more traditional combat in Sledgehammer's Call of Duty World War II in 2017 and subsequent series entries. Valve claims that Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2 is slated for release in 2025, which means this could be something not on PlayStation, depending on how all that turns out, when Sledgehammer could also bring a futuristic twist to Battle Royale game Call of Duty Warzone. This year's series entry, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, is expected to be followed by a new game from Black Ops developer Treyarch, which may not arrive until 2024. This is, as of right now, the final title slated to be on PlayStation. The Modern Warfare 2 release date is October 28th, but players who pre-order the digital version of the game will be granted early access to its campaign on October 20th. Publisher Activision recently confirmed a Warzone 2 release date of November 16th, which will also mark the start of Modern Warfare 2's first season of live content. All right. Opinion. PlayStation is becoming creatively bankrupt. Ever watch someone run a red light? Oh yeah, dude, absolutely. I watch people do ridiculously stupid stuff on the road every... Yeah, dude. It's like, what were you doing? You know? Yeah, people do absolutely ridiculous stuff on the road every single day. It's that's why I don't ride motorcycles anymore, dude. I have a motorcycle license. I used to ride motorcycles. I don't ride them anymore. It's just too flippin' scary. There are too many people out there that just suck at driving in the first place and don't pay attention as well. People just don't pay attention. They're too busy looking at their phones or whatever. Quite often it's looking at their phones. And, a big saying in the motorcycle world is, it's not a matter of if you crash, it's a matter of when you crash. And it holds true quite often. They, another saying is to like dress for the crash, and it's crazy to me. I'll drive around, I'll see people riding motorcycles, and there are a lot of states that don't have helmet laws and stuff like that. I'll see people riding around on motorcycles in like shorts and tennis shoes and no helmet and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're done if you wreck, man. You are done. And I've had so many friends that have been saved by helmets and, wearing leathers and stuff like that. And even that sometimes doesn't do the trick, depending on how bad the wreck is. So I love riding motorcycles, but I won't do it anymore, man. People are absolutely crazy on the roads. Won't do it. Yesterday, a report came in from gaming news site MP First that a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn is in development. Yeah, we've talked about this. While this is not officially announced by PlayStation, Lords of Gaming can confirm, as well with our sources, that this is true. Since this news broke, it sparked yet another debate on whether or not games that have been recently released should be remastered or remade. Yeah, it's not time for Horizon Zero Dawn. In my opinion, not even close. While this might not seem like a touchy subject on the surface, this comes off of the heels of many negative situations for PlayStation, such as paywalling limited time game trials behind the new PlayStation Plus subscription, console price increase outside of the US, yep, talked about that a lot, not honoring the original free PlayStation 5 upgrade path for Horizon Forbidden West, the collector's editions of The Last of Us Part 1 being damaged while in transit in mail services due to mediocre packaging, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan making contradictory public statements on unfair exclusivity possibilities after the Activision Blizzard acquisition. Yeah. Again, it literally doesn't matter what Microsoft offered to PlayStation moving forward in regards to Call of Duty. Sony will continue to shut it down. They will shoot it down. Shoot it down because they do not want. They want this to look anti-competitive through the entirety of it. They do not want this acquisition to take place, and so it does not matter. We've talked about it a lot. PlayStation Stars reward service locking priority customer service behind a tedious trophy acquisition task, as well as having to make multiple full-price purchases alongside a new report for an invite-only tier for PlayStation Stars before its full rollout. Yeah. The list could go on, but in a time when people should not need more of a reason to discuss anything PlayStation-related in a negative light, this report opens yet another can of worms, one that I believe exposes a bigger problem surrounding the company. What the Horizon Zero Dawn remake remaster is. Quote, it is to our understanding that Horizon Zero Dawn remake remaster will bring it closer to Forbidden West from improved textures, draw distance, character models to even new and improved animations and much more. Whether it's on the scale as the Last of Us Part 1 remake is not known at this time. We read that quote yesterday. And I was very critical of finding this out. This absolutely does not need to happen right now. Neither did The Last of Us, in my opinion. So what can be confirmed is that this project could be like The Last of Us Part 1, lifting the whole of the game to newer heights with modern technology, but this is where the problem lies. I am not a game developer, but I'm sure that some game developers look at their game and wish they could do more with it after a period of time. Technology improves, you get more resources, you gain feedback from your fans. There's no problem with that philosophy, but that is why sequels to any game, book, show, or movie exist to begin with. Absolutely. Horizon Zero Dawn objectively is flawed, like every game is. Something could always be better in every game. Thank you. What a great quote. Guys, something could always be better in every game, which is why I have yet to ever play any game that I would rate a 10. I have played some absolutely amazing, excellent games, but I've never played a game where I went, nothing could ever be better in that game, which is why I find it really, really off-putting when I see people give games 10s all the time. So when Horizon Forbidden West was in development, it was their opportunity to improve upon the idea for not only their fans, but themselves. Guerrilla Games even went back to the original game and patched it to look and run significantly better on the PS5. So why does this remake remaster exist? Simply put, failure. The missed opportunity of Forbidden West. Earlier this year, Horizon Forbidden West launched to critical acclaim, but how was it a failure? Well, two elements factored into its failure. Online influencers across social media platforms, especially YouTube, pointed out the game was a samey open-world game. YouTuber Video Game Donkey even stated, it's a market-tested, risk-averse product that most people will enjoy, but only a few will truly love or despise. It launched dangerously close to Elden Ring, a highly anticipated game before it launched, and a potentially industry-changing game in the future. Both of these situations dampened the noise that the game could have made. At the moment, if you try to buy a PlayStation 5, you will most likely have to buy a bundle with the game included, indicating a push for its sales numbers to increase from the popularity of the console itself. For critics, a success. For the general gaming community, a failure, despite the fact that the bundling software is a common practice, just too coincidental after its launch. Horizon Forbidden West is a cross-generational title as well, meaning owners of the PlayStation 4 can play both games just fine, which defeats the purpose of the remake remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn. If both games are playable on both generations of consoles, what is achieved by making a current generation version of it? But if the aim is to make the game much prettier and improve on every detail, why not just go play Horizon Forbidden West, where these improvements were made? The leap in quality can create a fantastic first impression. Another possibility for improvements is accessibility features, but these could be patched into the game considering Forza Horizon 5 recently added a sign language overlay for the hard of hearing. This project just does not make sense, leading me to worry about the creative decisions behind it and wonder if there is creativity driving it. Yes, the path to creative bankruptcy. PlayStation has been making very questionable and negatively received decisions going into this generation of consoles. The last discussion this company should have is one centered around whether or not they should be remaking or remastering games that are not even a decade old. Not even half a decade old. Horizon Forbidden West is like, what, 5 years old? It's not even close to a decade. All of this just seems like PlayStation is front-faced on being just a business. I just talked about that earlier in this news segment. Squeezing blood from a fresh stone while being stern and cold in their decisions, whether that is the increase in console prices in less fortunate countries or waiting a full 24 hours collecting pre-orders from customers not in the know to honor the originally promised free upgrade path for Horizon Forbidden West. Of course, every corporation is a business, absolutely. However, how they portray themselves matter just as much as the products they produce. Yes, the image should be creating very unique or incredible experiences with a business focus in the background, not the other way around. Absolutely. Which is why Xbox comes off as being such a better business to me right now than PlayStation does. Nintendo is an example of the former, where every main direct will have representatives go on screen with a big smile ready to sell you products, but do it in a respectable way. There are no faces in the image of the PlayStation, just words. Yeah, I talked about that recently too, where you have like Phil Spencer for Xbox, who is like this amazing face of the head of Xbox that is constantly doing things that gamers can relate to, quotes that gamers can relate to, while you can obviously tell is an amazing business-minded individual, right? Same thing for Nintendo, like they just talked about. You get the heads of the Nintendo Corporation in these Nintendo Directs that you can see and kind of relate to. You don't get that from PlayStation at all. If this trend continues, they will eventually be seen as a company creating a few safe bet games from their catalog. A rapid decay that we saw with Xbox during the previous generation, where the mantra Halo, Gears, and Forza was as ever present as the consistent mistakes they made. I can only hope we do not start having discussions about a remake for Ghost of Tsushima or God of War 2018 in a year or two, as no game release should have its possible excitement diluted by a consistent justification of its existence. Absolute. What a great article. What a great article. This is a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about in regards to PlayStation in my perception of that company here recently, and they absolutely hit the mark. There's a big difference in taking a title like, say, Demon's Souls, right? You take Demon's Souls, and that game was absolutely due for a remake, yeah? But you take a game like Horizon Forbidden West or The Last of Us, and you want to do a remaster on it, whenever there are so many older titles that have these amazing communities behind them that are going, when are we going to get a revamp? When are we going to get a remaster? When are we going to get a new iteration? And you just continue to not get it, right? Where these companies, and PlayStation is getting really bad about this, they want to take these games like The Last of Us or Horizon that are only 4 to 5 years old and do a remaster because it's safe. You know, they don't want to dive into anything new. I don't know if it's they lack creativity, they are scared, they just aren't competent in creating or revamping old series. I don't creating anything new. I don't know what's going on, but PlayStation looks absolutely terrible right now, in my opinion. With a lot of these things that were pulled out and discussed right through all of these, this list, is a lot of stuff we've talked about recently as well. PlayStation looks absolutely horrible, in my opinion. Roblox and Discord have been sued or are being sued over girl sexual financial exploitation. Predators allegedly found 11-year-old playing games online, and case is the latest in a wave by Social Media Victim Center. Oh, dude, we're not going to be able to read this. That feels bad. We'll read this first part of this. Roblox and Discord are the latest targets in a wave of lawsuits over social media addiction. In a case alleging an 11-year-old girl was exploited by a sexual predator while playing online video games. The girl became acquainted with adult men through Roblox and Discord's direct messaging services, which she thought had safeguards protecting her, according to a statement by her lawyers at the Seattle-based Social Media Victims Law Center, who have brought numerous... Okay. This is a two-sided street here, right? It's unfortunate we're not going to get to read the rest of this because this is a very, very big topic that has to continually be addressed within the world that we love. But it is very much a two-sided street. So while software companies, right, whether it be a platform like Discord or a corporation, a gaming developer like Roblox, especially companies that developers that cater software specifically to younger individuals, right? They have to have a very dedicated, consistent stance and continual drive at implementing methods at preventing this kind of thing from happening. But the way technology works is that anybody looking to groom or take advantage of other people are driven enough to find ways around, right? So it's this constant back and forth battle to find. They're going to find ways around the things that have been implemented to keep them from doing those kinds of malicious acts, right? So it's definitely something that Roblox and Discord, for example, have to continually fight with and continue to implement new kinds of methods and technologies to fight those kinds of things. But who was supposed to be having oversight on what this 11-year-old child was being exposed to online, right? So that's what I talk about on a two-way street here. Is this an unfortunate situation? Absolutely. Does it happen every day and should it never happen? Absolutely. It's absolutely unfortunate and it's terrible and it sucks that there are these types of predators out there looking to just exploit young, impressionable people, right? That is unacceptable and terrible. But the internet is a very, very large place where it's not just Roblox. It's not just Discord. There are communities everywhere. And it's very, very hard for these software developers to come up with any kind of all-encompassing way to eliminate, people from being able to find ways to prey on vulnerable individuals. It's a very hard thing to do. And where this has to also blame needs to be laid on this individual's guardian, man. Who was supposed to be having oversight onto what kind of content this 11-year-old child was being exposed to and who they were interacting with. Instead of just throwing a kid into an online environment and going, hey, have fun, go willy-nilly, and everything's cool and safe. And, that is not the way the world works. And it's not just Roblox and Discord. And ultimately, in my opinion, it's while they should be doing the very best they can to prevent this kind of thing from happening on their platforms, the biggest piece of blame here, outside of the actual perpetrator and the predator, should be on whoever the guardian is for this child, right? Whoever the guardian is for this child should have had some kind of decent oversight as to what this kid was being exposed to on the internet. And, you know, where are they at in this? You know, maybe it's throughout this article. I don't know, but I'll continue to express that sentiment and my concern over that. Kids have to be raised nowadays in a way of gradually giving more freedom as a guardian, as a parent, or a a peer to younger individuals, somebody they look up to or whatever, to show them how to be safe in these online environments and teach them how to, safely interact in online communities and things like that. And so that they don't get caught up in these kinds of situations rather than just throwing them out there and letting them go. You know, it's not, everything is not on just the platforms themselves, man. It's on the people that should have, oversight as to taking care of these children as well. So that's absolutely something I would continue to harp on. All right, this is the last article I have. Okay, if anybody has anything else to add, let me know in chat, and I'll address it before we move on. Okay, we'll end it with some of the spookiest video games to play this Halloween. All right, there are some truly spine-tingling video games this Halloween to get you in the spooky spirit. We just finished Dead Space 1. Absolutely terrifying game. And we'll start Dead Space 2 today as soon as I finish this news segment, which is supposed to be just as good as Dead Space 1. I can't wait. So dim the lights, crank up the volume, and get ready to be scared. According to Google search data, a new study has revealed that the multiplayer scary video game Dead by Daylight is America's most popular horror video game. The study, conducted by gambling experts Ask Gamblers, analyzed Google US and worldwide data for 34 horror video games and ranked them according to the average monthly number of searches they receive in the US. Dead by Daylight, Phasmophobia, yes, Bloodborne, Doki Doki Literature Club, The Last of Us, Silent Hill, Little Nightmares, Mortal Kombat 11. Wait, what? Wait. It's grotesque. I don't know that I would consider it a horror game. It's a fighting game. It's a grotesque fighting game. I wouldn't find it necessarily in the horror genre. That's a bit weird. Look, not the greatest article. I'm gonna say this. This is not the greatest article for. There's definitely some notable games in here for some great horror titles and stuff, but they have left out a quite a few notable number of horror genre titles. Whether you're talking about Alien Isolation, Soma, the Dead Space games. There are a lot of fantastic horror titles out. No Resident Evil in here, They got Silent Hill, which is good, but no Resident Evil. There are a lot of fantastic horror titles that got left out of this list. So, good ones in here. A lot of titles left out. All right, that's what I got, guys. That's the news segment for today. We're going to move on to some Dead Space 2, okay? Fantastic news segment. I appreciate you guys. I know that we have some, fact-checking and educating of myself that needs to happen in regards to this PlayStation Stars program so that I can fully educate people to the best of my ability and make sure that I'm spitting facts in regards to that program. But from what I've gathered so far, I've tried to express how it's coming off to me, and I'll try to do my best to educate myself moving forward so I can educate all of you to the best of my ability as we move forward, okay? Thank you to everybody that's part of this news segment today, and especially to everybody that's part of this community. I appreciate you all so very, very much. We're going to move on to some Dead Space 2 playthrough for the rest of the day. And if you're viewing this content on YouTube and you are enjoying what we are doing here, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and the rest of this amazing community when we go live at 6 o'clock a.m. CST every single day. And we start all of our streams off with video gaming news, okay? Other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for October 7th edition of Video Gaming News. All right?